to this day.
When I
What's up, guys? Welcome to War of the Games, where we do everything entertainment and the games. So I'm gonna be doing a reaction today. Another request by another fan of ours, and I would just be loving more requests. Anyway, good thing.
I was a kid, I used to think that pork chops and karate chops were the same thing. I thought they were both pork chops. And because my grandmother thought it was cute, and because they were my favorite, she let me keep doing it. Not really a big deal. One day, before I realized fat kids are not designed to climb trees, I fell out of a tree and bruised the right side of my body. I didn't want to tell my grandmother about it because I was scared I'd get in trouble for playing somewhere I shouldn't have been. A few days later, the gym teacher noticed the bruise and I got sent to the principal's office. From there, I was sent to another small room with a really nice lady who asked me all kinds of questions about my life at home. I saw no reason to lie. As far as I was concerned, life was pretty good. I told her whenever I'm sad, my grandmother gives me karate chops. This led to a full-scale investigation, and I was removed from the house for 3 days until they finally decided to ask how I got the bruises. News of this silly little story quickly spread through the school, and I earned my first nickname, Pork Chop. To this day, I hate pork chops. I'm not the only kid who grew up this way. Surrounded by people who used to say that rhyme about sticks and stones. As if broken bones hurt more than the names we got called, and we got called them all. So we grew up believing no one would ever fall in love with us. That we'd be lonely forever. That we'd never meet someone to make us feel like the sun was something they built for us in their tool shed. So broken heartstrings bled the blues as we tried to empty ourselves so we would feel nothing. Don't tell me that hurts less than a broken bone. That an ingrown life is something the surgeons can cut away, but there's no way for it to metastasize. It does. She was 8 years old. Our first day of grade 3 when she got called ugly. We both got moved to the back of class so we would stop getting bombarded by spitballs. But the school halls were a battleground where we found ourselves outnumbered day after wretched day. We used to stay inside for recess because outside was worse. Outside, we'd have to rehearse running away or learn to stay still like statues, giving no clues that we were there in grade 5. They taped a sign to the front of her desk that read, "Beware of dog." To this day, despite a loving husband, she doesn't think she's beautiful because of a birthmark that takes up a little less than half her face. Kids used to say she looks like a wrong answer that someone tried to erase but couldn't quite get the job done. And they'll never understand that she's raising 2 kids whose definition of beauty begins with the word mom. Because they see her heart before they see her skin. Because she's only ever always been amazing. He was a broken branch grafted onto a different family tree. Adopted. Not because his parents opted for a different destiny. He was 3 when it became a mixed drink of 1 part left alone and 2 parts tragedy. Started therapy in 8th grade, had a personality made up of tests and pills, lived like the uphills were mountains and the downhills were cliffs, 4/5 suicidal, a tidal wave of antidepressants, and an adolescence being called pauper. 1 part because of the pills, 99 parts because of the cruelty. He tried to kill himself in grade 10 when a kid who could still go home to mom and dad had the audacity to tell him, "Get over it." As if depression is something that can be remedied by any of the contents found in a first aid kit. To this day, he's a stick of TNT lit from both ends. Could describe to in detail the way the sky bends in the moments before it's about to fall. And despite an army of friends who all call him an inspiration, he remains a conversation piece between people who can't understand. Sometimes being drug-free has less to do with addiction and more to do with sanity. We weren't the only kids who grew up this way. To this day, kids are still being called names. The classics were, "Hey stupid," "Hey spaz." Seems like every school has an arsenal of names getting updated every year. And if a kid breaks in a school and no one around chooses to hear, do they make a sound? Or they're just background noise from a soundtrack stuck on repeat and people say things like kids can be cruel. Every school was a big top circus tent, and the pecking order went from acrobats to lion tamers, from clowns to carnies. All of these miles ahead of who we were freaks. Lobster claw boys and bearded ladies. Oddities juggling depression and loneliness, playing solitaire, spin the bottle, trying to kiss the wounded parts of ourselves and heal. But at night, while the others slept, we kept walking the tightrope. Some of us practiced, yes, some of us fell. But I want to tell them that all of this is just debris left over when we finally decide to smash all the things we thought we used to be. And if you can't see anything beautiful about yourself, get a better mirror. Look a little closer. Stare a little longer. Because there's something inside you that made you keep trying despite everyone who told you to quit. You built a cast around your broken heart inside of yourself. You decided they weren't raw. Because maybe you didn't belong to a group or a clique. Maybe they decided to pick you last for basketball or everything. Maybe you used to bring bruises and broken teeth to show and tell but never told. Because how can you hold your ground if everyone around you wants to bury you beneath it? You have to believe that they were raw. They have to be wrong. Why else would we still be here? We grew up learning to cheer on the underdog because we see ourselves in them. We stem from a root planted in the belief that we are not what we were called. We are not abandoned cars stalled out and sitting empty on some highway. And if in some way we are, don't worry. We only got out to walk and get gas. We are graduating members from the class of We Made It. Not the faded echoes of voices crying out names will never hurt me. Of course, they did. But our lives will only ever always continue to be a balancing act that has less to do with pain and more to do with beauty.
Oh, it's... Okay, alright. Holy shit. Oh, ho. You know, I'm not laughing because it's funny. Because I mean, this is totally not funny. Because I was more like a quiet kid in high school. I didn't really get picked on as much as these. I used to be more painful on my own. Like, that was just my problem. That was insane. But it. Okay, yeah. I can't. My voice just cracked. There's. Okay. I'm not jumping to. I hope I'm not jumping to the topic about this. But this is the shit. It's just like this. This is really touching. This is really touching. I really like that. I really like this a lot. I don't. I totally get it. I totally get the whole concept and whatever. It's true. Everything what he said is true. I mean, even if you call names, whatever, but you don't know really how hard these people's lives are. Even if you're calling names, like if you call the kid poor because he dresses in the same clothes every day, but what if he has a harder life at home because his mom probably, is unemployed or whatever the hell. That's kind of something hard because I mean that's what this just explained. It explained. It basically gave you.
It basically touched on all the topics that.
Yeah, that is just explained bullying. It just touched on all the topics. It's just.
I think it shows all the reason why it's not cool to do that.
And how a lot of people could come out of that pretty messed up and pretty insane, and you know, that's a really touching thing, and I like that he did it with a poem. Like it's like a poem, and he shows the different images, and he shows basically what happens, and I like the concept. I really like it. I really love it and whatever. I don't know what you guys probably wanted me to look for
I think
in
if
this.
somebody that's bullying somebody, if they watch this, I think it would change their mind about the whole thing. Like
Not all of them.
not all of them, but some of them.
Some of them it will.
You can't change everybody.
You can't change everybody. It's not gonna happen. I mean, there still has to be balance in the world, but I mean, even though kids that are bullied, kids that are even bullied, there's two ways they can turn out. They could even turn out worse, or they could turn out better for themselves. They could always keep saying, you know, everyone is wrong. Like what he said, they don't know why they could be wrong, and you see the fist punched out. That's basically saying, like, you know, you can make them wrong. It doesn't, like, if you are bullied, and these people are calling you name, calling you ugly, calling you whatever names, or probably shoving you in the locker and whatever, you gotta show them the reason why they, you know, why all of that, they would look back on that and be like, yo, that's a mistake. Because sometimes people, like, for instance, our problems are like cracks in the road. If you have an easy life, you don't go through too much cracks. It's much more like, you know, you see less of that. But if you have a hard life, let's see your mom or your dad abandoned you, or for instance, you know, your family's not financially stable, or, you know, something like that. So something that has to do with that is like, if you have problems like that, like serious problems like that, you have a bigger crack to jump. But with you keep on jumping those cracks, you actually train yourself to become more prone to life. So I think kids like these are more prone to life. They're more like, in the future when they're working in the office, whatever the hell, you know, they get, you know, some messed up crap said to them by the boss. They won't take it that seriously, and they won't go crazy and quit. You know what I mean? People who never really got that type of, you know, got that type of feeling, like got that type of people calling them names or whatever the hell, they never felt that. So to them, they're more sensitive to that situation. So if someone says something to them in the street, they're gonna get pissed off even more easily, even get their ass kicked. Who knows? But what I'm saying is just like, if you're bullied, you should tell somebody. You should obviously tell somebody. I mean, but always have it in the back of your mind that you always have to show the people that always put you down that you could always find a way back up. That's always the good thing, because I mean, you just went through so much with them that, you know, you just get so accustomed to what would happen to you in the future. And I think that's one of the things that, you know, we all learn as teenagers, as young kids. It's just like, the more we go through, the more wiser we are at a younger age, because we already experienced so much, you know. So yeah, I really like this. We're not sure this is the correct one, but we saw the channel name as the name, you know, whoever commented it, they put bye and then the name, and then we searched up the channel name, and then we found this. So I hope this is what you wanted. I mean, but yeah, you got my reaction. You guys definitely got my attention with this one. I really like that you guys are not always putting out funny stuff for us to react to. It has to be some mixture. I really love it. I love it. I really love it. And thank you whoever suggested this to us, because this is an experience. Wow, like this one really touched me. It really touched me. It really did. So I guess I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Check out our Facebook fan page. It will be in the description. And have more suggestions for us. We'll see you with the next one. Hey, what's up, guys? It's me again. But I want to tell you about that person that had sent me the request for that video. And I'm really, really proud of him. And I support you 100%, bro. His name is Christian Renata, right? Renata? Yeah. Alright, his name is Christian Renata. I hope you lose your weight, bro, and I really like the thing that you're doing. You're really inspiring a lot of people to do this. And the link will be in the description. I would love for more people to go in and subscribe to him and see through it and support him through his weight loss. And it's a nice thing. I'm glad that you're safe. I'm glad that you're okay from going through surgery and whatever, bro. I wish you best of luck, and I hope you really lose the weight. Thanks for the request, though, by the way.